Welcome to Live and Learn. My name is Shirley. I am the founder of Learn, and on each episode, we bring you interesting people within our communities that have knowledge, experience, and unique skills to share. These individuals are entrepreneurs, artisans, hobbyists, but most of all, people that live in your own backyard. Thank you for tuning in with me, and I hope you learned something new today. Live and learn. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Live and Learn podcast, where we interview interesting people that have knowledge, unique skills, and experience to share. My name is Shirley Layer. I am the founder of Learn at liveditlearnedit.com, and today I am with another special guest. Her name is Lisa Ruiz. She is the owner of Brand My Swag. Let's go ahead and find out more about her. I'm excited to get into this. I found out some information about Lisa. And you are the owner of Brand My Swag,
Yes.
which I love that name.
Oh, good.
You've been around for 20 years, which is amazing. That's a huge milestone. Not a lot of people can say that, especially in the same industry. So that is incredible. You are from Chattanooga, Tennessee, right?
Well, no, actually I was born in Rochester, New York.
Rochester, New York. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Okay, cool. Upstate New York, right?
Yep.
Gotcha. And you studied business in Texas, business
Yes.
admin. And your husband is in the military.
Yes.
Is that what brought you guys here to Clarksville?
Actually, I was brought to Clarksville because my first store that I managed, Champ Sports, was here in town, and then I met my husband after that, and then I thought I was going to get swept off my feet and go to all these great countries, and I ended up going to Colorado Springs and back, and then we've been here for the rest of the time. So
Colorado Springs is nice. I haven't been there, but I've heard. I've seen pictures.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Have you gone
And
there?
actually, the legal name of my business is Peak Promotions. That's what I started off at.
Peak Promotions.
And the reason why I named it that was because I could see Pikes Peak out my window in Colorado. So when I came back, I named my business that, and then I carried that. I think we changed it to Brand My Swag about 3 or 4 years ago. And there's a revelation story in that. So
I was about to say, okay, cool. Well, let's start with that. What made you change your name to Brand My Swag?
Well, a couple little indicators. I had been in business for quite a while, and some of the suppliers that I had started sending me spec samples that had a different Peak Promotions logo on it, which kind of was alarming. And I would say, no, I'm not that Peak Promotions. Send it back and get my mountains on there, because I had cute little mountains like Pikes Peak. And then the other thing was and so this Peak Promotions, it's in Texas, kind of started getting bigger. And there was one time a client called me and said, how's my mug order going? And I said, what mug order? And she said, well, we talked to Laura there and got your order and everything. And I said, I don't have a Laura that works for me. Right. So come to find out, they called them and took the order, and I just decided it was time to reinvent myself. Plus, I think that's the biggest key to being in business for so long, is you're totally having to reinvent the wheel. It's not about really fixing the things that are broken. It's about creating something new and kind of starting over fresh. Things. So it was time, and I actually had some very strange miracles that happened in my life. A lot of prayer was going on. And so when we changed the name, the young kids that I had working for me at the time came up with swag, because it's stuff we all get.
That's
souvenirs,
right.
Wearables, and gifts, something with the graphic, all the fun stuff.
Oh, that's cool. The acronyms.
But for me, actually, it means Save with Amazing Grace.
I gotcha. Nice. So there's a story.
So yeah, that is a kind of a cool story. But anyway, so that's kind of how we renamed it. But everybody has really embraced it and loved the name. They think it's newer and more modern and just a lot of fun, which I think that's what I do is fun anyway. So
right, exactly. Yeah, it is fun. It is modern. Right. And I didn't know it was an acronym, so when you said that, I was like, oh, okay, so that makes more sense. I love it. So it's really cool because me and you kind of, I started out in the design and printing industry as well, so we have a lot of that in common. And I know how hard and challenging this industry can be.
Yes.
And so you've been around for 20 years, so you started in 1999, correct?
Right.
So I'm really excited because I just got into this industry in 2012. So things, are completely different. Things are always changing in this industry. So what I wanted to find out is, what resources did you have? Because again, this is pre-Google, pre-YouTube, and it's so easy for anyone. And I know a lot of people now are picking it up and getting into this, the printing world. How was it for you? What resources did you have to get you started?
Well, actually, I managed a store called Champ Sports, and when I was in Colorado Springs,
Okay.
Yeah, and I managed a store in Colorado Springs, and you have to take your trash out through the back alley, and down the back alley in the gallery where I worked in, there was a store called the Achievement Gallery. And I got to be pretty good friends with the manager of the Achievement Gallery, because every time I would walk by her door, she'd have her door open and there was a laser engraver back there, and there was some other things that they did, and then I got to talk to her more, and I'd go in her back office. There was all these catalogs from all these suppliers, and come to find out, she did like 80% of their total revenue was out of promotional products in the back office. And they had this great storefront where they sold promotional, all the things that really get me excited, like planners and you know, these big motivational posters and all this stuff. So I really got interested in that, and I actually found out my husband was moving back here, so I wrote a proposal to them to open an achievement gallery back over here. Well, they were from Mexico. They had a store in Mexico and a store in Colorado Springs, and they said they didn't want to go that far with their business. So I was declined that, but you live and learn. When I moved back over here, I saw an ad out of the paper that about a distributorship, a parent company that you could sign up under for dirt cheap. And I'll be honest, I did get most of my learning from them starting out, and I worked with them for long and hard, and it was a great relationship. But I really, the biggest thing for me is that more and more people are shopping online and doing their stuff online. It's all online. I got to have access to that online. And some of the parent company, a couple parent companies that I was with, really weren't that progressive in that area of getting the stuff online and offering things. So I really wanted to create that presence. That's what makes me different. I think that a lot of people is that you need to be able to shop my stuff online, buy it if you want to. If you need different coaching or help or advice on what to buy and how to buy it, then I'm always here for you. But I really wanted to, and that was another thing too, because I sold to a lot of schools and military units that deployed, and they had nowhere to sell their stuff to their soldiers when they were overseas, because they didn't collect the cash. They didn't know anything to do with the cash. So I created a presence where they could go online, pay for it with their debit card or credit card, and then I would box it up and ship it to them with some candies and thank you for your service stuff. And that was really how it's kind of all evolved, to where that's the main part of my business. Focus.
So, okay, when did you start doing the online then? When did that come into play?
About 10 years ago, and that has been a long process in itself for business owners in general, which is why now I represent a company that offers total web solutions, and I sell through them, and I handle a lot of, because it's just I went through so many different avenues to get my website to where I wanted it to be. And I'd go with this company and they sky up, and then I couldn't find them. This little graphic designer or this one wanted this much money, and I, you know, tell them exactly. One company, I told them exactly what I wanted. I waited 3 months, and it was nothing like what I asked for. And they had already charged me half, and I had to get a refund, and they wouldn't give it back because they'd already done work, which I think was a cut plate template, and then I'd get it just about where I needed to be, and then I'd find out I had to have a security certificate or something else that was missing to do e-commerce online. So there's so much encompassed in the whole process. And in evolving, I finally found this company that's everything under one roof. We do SEO, you know, social media, they do graphics, they set up your website, they do reputation management, and it's all in one platform. So I'm really gonna be working with a lot of businesses doing that.
Awesome.
Here real soon.
Good.
Very excited about that.
Yeah, I think I saw that on your website too, and I was like, oh, this is a great market, because you're right. Everything is going online. You know, you have to have a social media presence. You have to have video presence, creating content. And I even noticed when I was in, this was about, like I said, 2012, doing a lot of flyers and a lot of paper material, hard paper material. But now people are, you know, transitioning into digital graphics, which is smart. You know, that's what we have to move with the times. That's where the attention is. So I think that's a really smart move. A lot of people, everyone needs a website nowadays. If you have a business or service, you have to have that presence.
But I think the major thing is, these days, is that a lot of people are doing a lot of business on Facebook, which is all well and good. But when they qualify you for being a real business or a real place to do business with, and your reputation, your referrals, it has to be online, and it needs to be on a professional business website. And that's one thing that it really has been a big interest to me, because there's so many platforms and so many different ways that you can to get that done now. And people think, oh, I'm going to do this for, you know, through here because it's cheaper, and I'm going to get this and this. But then they end up getting their business thing started over here with this company, and every upgrade and everything that they have to add, they don't even think about that. They think it's cheaper at first, but when they get into it, it's going to cost them
a lot,
pretty good bit of money. Every time they have an update, they charge them. Every time they have a upgrade or whatever, they're coming in for more money. Their hosting fees go up. There's just so many things that change. And then you get your social media over here and get a professional working on that. And then you get somebody else that has search engine optimization, because if you don't have that, it doesn't matter if you're online or not. If you're not on that front Google page, can't get found, it doesn't matter. Yep. So I really am very excited and thrilled to introduce this community about an under one roof platform that they can get all they need in one spot. They have 24-hour customer service. I'm just really excited.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Because that is the most important. It's if you create something amazing and no one can find it, then what's the point? And I know how that is, because I've created several websites. And I am horrible at SEO. I am so bad at it, because it's very tedious.
Right.
And you need a team that knows what they're doing in order to make it work. So
So I have a team of like 500 people behind me.
Wow.
I'm going to find out what your needs are and your direction of your company and where you need to go. But then I get my team of 500 people, the specialists, to really hone in on and build your site and have it. And then anyway, there's just so many good things about it. I don't want to go on. Because let's just finish talking about the brand my swag main part, which is keeping the main thing.
Right. Well, and that brings me to the next subject, because before we started recording, you were talking about how you got started initially, which is how a lot of us get started. A lot of entrepreneurs get started, and it's basically working from home. So tell us about that story, because it was really interesting. You were on base. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I was on base, and I was the president of the PTO, and I was involved with my kids' school, and we had sports going on all the time. And but the more business I got, a lot of it was the military, naturally, because I was right there, and a lot of my contacts and referrals and stuff came from military. But I had guys come into my front door at 5:30, 6 o'clock before PT in the morning and knocking on the door, and I was like, wait, I'm not dressed yet, So it's kind of like freaking me out. And then if I get a big order, which I did get a lot, I'd have boxes heaped in the garage, and then I'd get them out, and I'd pull out the shirts, and I'd sort them by size or color, whatever. And then my husband was coming home, so I'd have to pick them all up, put them back in the box, move them all back out of the garage, keep it organized, because he's a dressed military kind of guy. So I had to keep, move it in and move it out every day. And then I had people come into my house, which it was little on post, there wasn't a lot of room, but they would come in, and I remember one particular time my kids were really little. Like, I know I've been selling t-shirts. Well, I started when my youngest son was an infant, so the t-shirts were much bigger than him. Anyway, but this FRG group came to my house, and there was only 2 of them to start, and then they kept calling more people to come over and talk, and the appointment time was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so I expected to be 7 o'clock, they were in my kitchen helping me cook dinner for my kids and still talking to me, and I was thinking, wait, this is my business, and I caned do this till 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. So it wasn't that I didn't like them or I enjoyed being with them, but I had to, I had to really learn to give people the tools that they needed to make the decision before they got to me, and then I would finesse it and figure out how to get it for them the least expensive. But it was a learning curve, long time, and it was fun being in my house. I enjoyed it, because that's when my kids were little, and I had time to be with them after they got home from school, and then and then after they went to bed, I'd get right back on the computer and work till 12 or 1 o'clock
working.
That's how it worked.
Late nights. So how long did that last that you were working from home?
That lasted about 10 years, and then in fact, I quit my job. I was a manager trainer for Champ Sports, so it was really good, because the people would go through so many phases, and then they'd come to me to get their last phase before they got their store. And when I quit there, I had a new district manager. It was the 3rd district manager in a row, young guy, thought he was all whippersnapper. And he called me and he said, we just wanted to find out if you were coming back. And I had been working with them for 13 years, and I was a manager trainer and a market leader and all this other stuff. And he said, well, we just thought it might be hard for you to come back with 3 kids.
What?
And I went, what?
Wow.
So it shocked me so bad because I had 2 kids the whole time I'd managed the store. And I, opened a new store in Colorado Springs and came back and they put me right back in a spot in this one. And I thought, how in the world can somebody say that it's going to be too hard? So
they're lost.
The next day he called me back and I said, you know what? You're right. I've decided it's just going to be too tough, so I quit.
Wow.
And then I started P Promotions, and I have been running with P Promotions ever since. It's pretty crazy, but yeah.
That's amazing.
That was a win for women.
Yeah, I love that because you know what? It's like you gave all of that, but that's where you gained the experience. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you put your knowledge from what you learned there and into your business and made it blow up. So that's awesome.
Exactly.
So that was 10 years in.
Yeah.
Now, like again, you've been in business for 20 years.
Right.
What do you feel has given you the most motivation to continue, and just to keep going?
I love to see my graphics on people.
Yeah.
I like to see people come to me and order shirts and then be wearing them at an event. Or for years I did the Month of the Military Child shirts on post. Mm-hmm. And that was so exciting for me to get to go out there and videotape the little parade they have with all the babies and the kids and the staff and everybody wearing my shirts. That was fun. I remember one time we were sitting at a football game on Fort Campbell. Mm-hmm. And my daughter and my 2 sons were there. My daughter was a cheerleader, so she was down the field, but my 2 sons were there, and we were counting all the shirts that I had done in the crowd, nice. and that was just so cool for me. It's just a really neat thing, and I like to help people out. I don't know, on my Facebook page, I always try to highlight the things that I do for people so that I can show off what's going on and what's happening in the community. But just being a part of that community and a part of the business growth and networking with other business owners, I just love that.
Right.
That keeps me going.
Love it. Yeah, that's the same, and that's the same for me, being able to see your artwork and see people enjoy it, and it's like being able to create that tangible reality from what they were thinking, and it's like, oh cool, I did that. Yeah, that's awesome.
The other thing, to be honest with you, is when I was with Champs, every year we'd go to the main thank you dinner meeting as managers. And we'd go into the dinner hall, big, huge dinner hall. And that was back when I was like 5 women at a 600 men managing the sporting goods store, right? So we'd go into the thing and there'd be a really cool gift on the table every year. One year I got a Jeff Hamilton leather coat that had Champ Sports on the back. It was really cool. And I just love that. That just makes me tick. I just love logo items. And one year we had a really nice Padfolio, another year a briefcase, just to really, and when they quit giving away things was about the time I quit. So I was like, I really am not going to miss this because they're not giving them away anymore. So
you can make it yourself now.
Make it myself, right. So, but I really loved getting that, incentive. And it was like they were doing something really special for me. And I think that overall promotional products are the only form of advertising that when you give it to somebody, they say thank you for that. They don't say thank you for billboards or, things, but when you give somebody a really cool pen that writes for, 100 miles before it runs out of ink or whatever, and it's got a stylus on it so they can use it, and they get really excited about it, they say thank you for that, and that means a lot to me. And the other thing a long time ago I learned is that it's much more to reach the people that count as it is to count the people you reach.
Ooh,
and a lot of times when you're blitzing ads on all kinds of even social media and this, and you're worried about how many likes you get or how many things, if you're reaching a zillion people but you're not getting action out of any of them, it's not so good. So it's more important to do targeted advertising with the people that you're trying to reach as opposed to just blasting out. I think they used to call it gunshot advertising, where you just see where it goes. Yeah, see where it goes. So that's what I love about it the most, is the individualized and special. And people thank you for it when you give it to them, so it's kind of like exciting.
Exactly, seeing their face light up.
Yep.
I love it too. Yeah. And another thing to the point with the advertising too, it's so much easier to be able to target, like using Facebook ads and all of this. And it's really important too, and I'm sure you'll say this, is to be able to have those long time customers.
Yeah.
And to have the contract, so like, okay, this is going to be continually coming in.
Yeah.
So another question is, what advice would you give someone that is like excited, they want to learn, they want to get into this industry? Because I know a lot of people, they'll see a screen press, they'll see a shirt, and they'll say, oh, I want to do that. And I've known people that have invested in these equipment, and it's like, it's not as easy as you think.
I know.
It looks fun, and it is fun, but there's a lot of learning curve. What would you say to those people?
I would say if you want to get into it, that's fine. I learned under one of the best screen printers, I mean, ever, as far as I've ever seen. An artist. He was a graphic artist. He was old school. He used to cut the rosolith with a razor and burn screens and do these things that were old time, but he was so skilled at his craft. So I would say that I mentored under him for so long. Now I have had a few people that have worked with me over the years, and they've come in and they've thought, oh, this looks easy and this is great, and they've pretty much copied everything that I've done, and they've taken it and ran with it, started their own thing, but I've noticed that they don't last long because it is tough and there is a hard learning curve to it. But if you can get under somebody else that's successful at it and kind of train under them or use their equipment or whatever to start off a little bit slower, make sure you're really going to like it before you get into those. Like next week I have 300 shirts to print, and I'm thinking that's a long run, so make sure you're really going to like it before you get into a long run and several of them at a time, because it's not easy, but you just have to keep reinvent yourself. And then I know what my strengths are, and it's not always in something that people want, so I'm always going to use one of my contract suppliers for the more difficult things that I just I can't handle.
Mess with.
Right, yeah.
Right.
So.
No, I agree. Yeah, again, you have to have the passion for it. You have to, and you exude that through the way that you speak and how much you love seeing people wearing your products. Now, do you make you do customization? Do you have anything that is like original? Any brands that you work with or anything like that?
I can get everything from Mizuno dance clothes. I really want to do some more dance stuff because I have a couple clients that really love their dance clothes. So I'm looking at it kind of broadening that horizon. But I have several blank good suppliers, so I can get everything from Nike to Under Armour. And I tell people I can do everything from dog collars to blimps. And when I sell a blimp, I'm going to retire because that will be the biggest commission check I will ever want to earn. But
I would love that.
But it's like that's what I love about it. It's limitless. It's really limitless, and there's nothing that I just did some patches the other day for people, and that is the greatest new thing. And I have never done really it before. But you put patches on a hat. You can put patches on. I put them on 5 coats for these people. Visors, different things. You can put them on different places on your apparel, whatever, and they look great, and it's just a new kind of style thing. So I'm constantly learning new stuff, but you can sell a coin and it's got a totally different setup, how you print, how they're printed, different finishes on them. It's like a whole learning curve, and so it's, and I always say, let the experts do the printing. You wouldn't want to go to your general practitioner to get your teeth fixed.
Yeah, very true.
So a lot of times
you have a lot of problems.
The industry's so broad that I really depend on my suppliers to be there and know which ones do a great job and have great customer service and turn it around. So
good. So the final question, since it's a live and learn on the podcast, what is one thing that you want to learn or experience hands-on that you haven't done yet?
Well, I think it's not that I haven't really learned and haven't done it in the past, but I really light up when I get in a public forum type situation and I'm helping people learn. I like to educate people.
You're an educator.
Yeah, and I like to get up and because I have been in this business for 20 years, and of course there's a lot of things that I have learned and done, and I'd really like to find a way to share that knowledge and use it to help other people.
So you would probably make a great host for Learn. That's basically what you're saying. That's great.
Well, I would be happy to consider that.
Yeah, because all your experience, and just being able to share, that's great. I love that.
I enjoy it. Yeah. And I think people get a good kick out of me. We always have a fun time and laugh, and that was my funnest part of being a manager trainer, was being able to stand up and coach people and tell them how to live life better and have more fun with it, because that's all there is. You only get one shot.
Have fun. That's it. YOLO. You only live once.
That's right. So
all right, Lisa. Well, I appreciate you doing this interview. It was really fun and getting to know you better. I hope that everyone out there, if you're listening, got a lot of value. If you want to start your own design and printing business, take the information that Lisa has shared with us today. She has tons of experience, 20 years. That's a huge milestone. And thank you guys. Again, this is Live and Learn podcast. My name is Shirley. I am the founder of Learn. Here with Lisa Ruiz, the founder or the CEO of Brand My Swag. Also want to give a shout out to our collaborators, Clarksville Marketplace and Blondell Video Company. So guys, if you had got any value from this, share this video and we will see you on the next one. Oh, also, real quick, Lisa, where can they find you on social media?
Just remember, Brand My Swag, brandmyswag.com. It's got all my contact information on there, everything you want to know. And if you need to get a hold of me to ask me more questions or want to do some business, then give us a call.
Yep. Awesome.
Well, I think it's not that I haven't really learned and haven't done it in the past, but I really light up when I get in a public forum type situation and I'm helping people learn. I like to educate people.
You're an educator.
Yeah, and I like to get up and because I have been in this business for 20 years, and of course there's a lot of things that I have learned and done, and I'd really like to find a way to share that knowledge and use it to help other people.
So you would probably make a great host for Learn. That's basically what you're saying. That's great.
Well, I would be happy to consider that.
Yeah, because I mean, all your experience, and just being able to share. That's great. I love that.
And I enjoy it. Yeah. And I think people get a good kick out of me. We always have a fun time and laugh and that was my funnest part of being a manager trainer was being able to stand up and coach people and tell them how to live life better and have more fun with it. Because that's all there is. You only get one shot.
Gotta have fun. That's it. YOLO. You only live once.
That's right.
So thanks again, Lisa. This was an amazing interview. I hope everyone that's listening got a lot of value. With your 20 plus years of experience, you have a lot of knowledge to share. And thank you guys for watching. Again, my name is Shirley Layer. I am the founder of Learn. And real quick, where can people find you on social media? Because that's important.
Brandmyswag.com. I'm all over the internet, and that's where you can get all my personal information, business information, and whatnot. It's just look me up on Brand My Swag. Oh, and real soon you'll be able to find me at Office Now.
Yes, exactly. Office Now, which is one of our collaborators. Shout out to Office Now. Also, Clarksville Marketplace. And Blondell Video Company. We're all collaborating and supporting each other here in Clarksville. And we're super excited to be sharing this with you. So if you got some value out of this video, make sure to share it with your friends and we'll catch you on the next one. Live, learn, share, and grow. Live and learn. Oh hey, you stuck around. Well, you should definitely subscribe to my channel right down there. Or if you're anything like me and need to stay organized, I'll send you a free daily task list. And of course, you should definitely go check out my other videos right here. All right, see you later.